The mind forgets, the heart learns. You know, son, heartbreak's a strange thing. When you're young, you think it's something you'll grow out of, like a cold or a bad dream. But it isn't. It stays with you, like a scar under the skin. Some days you forget it's there, until the weather changes and suddenly you feel that old ache again. I've had my fair share of heartbreaks, but there was one that near broke me completely. Her name was Eleanor. Met her when I was 27. Wild hair, sharp mind, the kind of smile that could stop time. I thought I'd found the person I'd grow old with. We talked about everything, our dreams, our fears, the silly little things we thought only we cared about. You know how it is when you're in love. The world seems to bloom wherever you look. But life, it has a way of teaching you humility. One day she was gone. No fight, no final words worth keeping. Just distance, quiet, cold, and endless. I remember walking home that night, feeling like the air itself was heavier. Everything I'd built in my head, our plans, our laughter, our future, it all came crashing down like an old house in the wind. For a long time, I thought I'd never recover. Every corner of that town reminded me of her. The bench by the library where we used to eat sandwiches. The old record shop where she made me listen to those terrible love songs. My mind was haunted, and I couldn't stop it. I kept replaying moments, conversations, imagining how it might have gone differently. That's the thing about love. The brain doesn't let go easily. It's wired to hold on. When you lose someone, your mind still fires off the same chemicals. Dopamine, oxytocin, those warm little sparks that used to mean joy. But now they burn. You become addicted to memories of a person who isn't there anymore. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your brain builds pathways, like old trails in a forest, leading straight back to that person. Every time you think of them, walk past a place you shared, hear a song you loved together, you're walking that same trail again, wearing it deeper into the ground. And I wore that trail into a canyon. For months, I lived like a ghost. I went to work, nodded when people spoke, but I wasn't really there. My mind was elsewhere, lost in what used to be. Nights were the worst. Silence can be cruel when your heart's broken. It echoes. One night I found myself sitting in the dark, staring at an old photograph of us. I don't remember how long I sat there, but I remember a thought that drifted into my head, soft as a whisper. If you can train your mind to love her, maybe you can train it to let her go. Now, I'm not a man of science, but that night I began to understand something the years have since proven true. The brain can be retrained. It's called neuroplasticity. The mind, for all its stubbornness, can change its wiring. It learns new habits, new emotions, even new ways of seeing the same world that once hurt you. So I made a choice. I decided to heal. Not overnight, not magically, but one small step at a time. First thing I did, I started walking. Every morning I'd go outside before the sun came up. I'd walk through the same streets that once made my chest ache, but instead of avoiding them, I let them be mine again. I breathed in the cold air, listened to the birds waking. I told myself, this is my life still. At first it hurt. Every corner felt like a memory, but slowly the pain began to soften. Each walk built new associations, not with her, but with me. My mind began to carve new paths through the forest. Then I began to learn again. I read books. I took a woodworking class down at the community center. There's something about creating with your hands that quiets the noise in your head. I built a small table, uneven, a little wobbly, but mine. It stood as proof that something new could still come from my hands, from my life. That's when I met others, people with their own losses, their own scars. We'd talk while sanding wood or painting old chairs. Funny thing about pain, when you share it, it doesn't shrink exactly, but it starts to make sense. I realized I wasn't alone. No one ever really is. See, when you surround yourself with people who care, your brain begins to release oxytocin again. The same bonding hormone that once tied you to love, but this time it connects you to friendship, to community, to life. That's how healing begins. Not by forgetting love, but by expanding it. Months passed, and one morning I woke up and realized something strange. I hadn't thought about her in days. Not because I forced myself to forget, but because my brain had finally started choosing new thoughts, new memories, new joy. The trail had begun to fade. That's what I mean when I say you can retrain your brain after heartbreak. It's not about pretending it never happened. It's about teaching your mind that love doesn't end with a person. It lives on in the things you build, the people you meet, the peace you choose to make with yourself. I won't lie, there are still days when I think of her. Some memories never fade completely, and maybe they shouldn't. They're reminders of who we were, of how deeply we can feel. But those memories don't hurt anymore. They feel like old songs you hum without sadness. Familiar, gentle, almost sweet. Love, you see, isn't just what we give to others. It's also what we learn to give ourselves after the storm has passed. When I think back now, I see that heartbreak wasn't the end of my story. It was a turning point, a chance to understand myself beyond the reflection I saw in someone else's eyes. That's what self-growth truly is. Learning to stand in your own light even after someone has walked away with part of your heart. And that's what I'd tell anyone sitting where I once was, staring at old photos, feeling like they'll never be whole again. You will be, but not because time heals you. Time doesn't do much on its own. What heals you is what you do with that time. Walk, create, reach out, forgive them, yourself, the world. Every little act of living is your brain's way of building new roads. One day you'll realize you've built a whole new map of yourself, one that doesn't revolve around loss, but around growth, strength, and quiet joy. I still keep that old photograph, you know, not to mourn what was, but to honor it. That love, even though it ended, taught me how to feel deeply, and that's something I wouldn't trade for anything. If love can carve deep wounds, it can also carve deep wisdom. And wisdom, my boy, is the gentlest kind of healing there is. So if your heart is broken, don't rush it, don't fight it, sit with it, listen to it. Then slowly start living again. Each laugh, each sunrise, each small act of kindness is your brain and your heart, learning that life still holds beauty. You're not erasing love, you're rewriting what it means. And when that happens, you'll see. The mind forgets, yes, but the heart learns. Always.